Good morning, good morning, good morning. This is Carlton Lewis, aka Mellow Melanin, aka Mega Businessman, coming to you live and direct from Atlanta, Georgia. This is the Success by Any Means daily webinar, and I'm so happy to be talking to you today. I got a wonderful webinar planned for you today. We're going to talk about the 10 ways to make your online content pop. And actually, there are 11 ways, and I'll make sure I give you that bonus. Let me write down the bonus steps so I don't forget. All right. And before we even really get off into it and really get started, um, like I said, I'm pumped up. I'm ready to give these tips to you so you can get started making better content, because content is king online. But before we even get off into that, shut off your Facebook, shut off your Twitter, shut off your Skype, Instagram, whatever you got going on right now, and give me your full attention. Get your favorite drink, your favorite blanket, your favorite pen and notepad, whatever it is that's going to make you comfortable. I want you to get it right now. Take some time to go get it right now, because like I said, I want you to be comfortable, but I want you to get these steps, because I use these steps and they have made a very big difference in my business. All right, so let me make sure I'm writing down the bonus step. All right, and I'll give you some examples of how I've used this bonus step to help me create killer online content that pop. And POP is an acronym for pulls other people. Pulls other people. All right, and let me tell you a little bit about myself. My name is Carlton Lewis, and I am a internet marketer. I'm an online networker. I'm a hustler. All right. And I've been on the internet since 95. I started marketing online back in 1998. I had my first blog in 2000. And, I got from then till now, I've just been training, and learning internet marketing. I've made money online as an affiliate marketer, doing, looking up with different places where I can do copywriting. So I've learned copywriting skills and applied them to the online, earning money that way. I also do voiceovers and I do business coaching. So my goal is to help you become better. I provide internet marketing solutions for home business owners like you. All right. So I'm a real person. You see me here. I'm just kind of kicking it. And, it's a beautiful day today. And these 10 ways to make your online content pop will help you in your business. If you're having trouble coming up with content, those days are over with. I hear a lot of people saying, well, I don't know what to write. I don't have any value. Well, you have value. You have that. There's stuff that you know already. Like I did the wake up call this morning, and because I do a daily wake up call as well as this daily webinar. And I did a wake up call this morning, and mostly I did it from the top of my head for 15 minutes. I just straight up was talking off the top of my head, and I was really amazed at the stuff that I was remembering. you know so there's value there just in stuff that you know already. You can take a book and read it, and talk about what you read in the book. Share that with somebody. That's valuable to somebody, and that will make you more valuable to the marketplace. And the more and more you put out in the marketplace, the more the more valuable you become. All right. So, and the best way to become valuable in the marketplace, especially online, is content. Content is king. Content trumps everything. And the quality of your content is important too. So we're going to go ahead and get into it. I'm going to go ahead and let's do the screen share. I'm going to go ahead and shut the camera off. Go ahead and shut the camera off. Boom. Let's do that, because that takes a lot of energy. It takes a lot of energy from my little old computer. But see, I'm dedicated to giving you this good information, whether you see me on the video or not. All right. So let's hit stop on this. Back to Google Hangouts. And now Daddy-O is going to share his screen. And there's the sliding kaleidoscope of mirrors is what I call it. All right, so here it is. Let's go. 10 ways to make your online content pop. And pop means pull other people. Pull other people. How do you make your content pull other people? How do you make it attractive? Well, I've come up with, I say 10 ways, but there's a way that's not on here that I've been using for the last couple of weeks. And it's definitely made a big difference in getting the exposure, the type of exposure I want for my business, and generating leads. And the first thing is to add creative images. Add creative images. Images are very important. They say image is worth 1,000 words. You know, images do something to the mind. You know, text is good. It's good to write text, and that's okay. But when you can reinforce the text with an image, and put, you know, add text to your image, that's an amazing thing that's good to help you build your brand. So the image actually gives more credibility to what you're doing, and there are a lot of different ways that you can brand your images. On all of my images, you know, I create an image every day and share it on Instagram. I use my phone. I use an app called Studio Design, and if you go and look at my training on YouTube, you know, I have some training on exactly how I use Studio Design. And I use Studio Design to, you know, I find images that are tailored to what I want to talk about. You know, what my target market is interested in. So I find those, and then I brand them with my website name, with my website address. You know, I may put a quote on top of the image. I may, you know, I may do different things to the image, but I'll have an image and then I'll make text around it, you know, or I'll put text on top of it. So I do different things to make the image stand out, and the image, it makes my content stand out. You know, I use images in my blog. I use images on Facebook. I use images on SoundCloud. You know, you can use images for your webinar sign up sheets, for your capture pages. So images can change the game for you. All right, an image, people will remember an image. You know, you can have more engagement with an image than just regular text. People, you know, an image. If a person is scrolling down, and like, say, for example, if they're scrolling down the Facebook, you know, news feed, and it's just text, and then they see your image that pops out, they're going to stop and look at your image. I guarantee they're going to stop and look at your image if they're just looking at text. Now, if you're on Instagram, where it's the image is the main thing, then you have to do something to separate your images from everybody else's image. So you have to do something to, you know, get creative with your image. But, you know, use these images. They're good, and they can help make your online content pull other people. Let's see. Number 2 is to use quotes. Use quotes in your content. Use somebody else's quote. But the thing you can do to personalize the quotes that you use, and that's fine, because you always want to be branding yourself. Use a quote and add your own insight to personalize it. You know, I'll get a quote. Sometimes I'll see somebody's quote, and then I'll come back and ask a question about it. Right? I'll share it. I'll share the image, and they've had a quote in the image, and I'll come back and share it in, on my network, and I'll say, what do you think about this? Do you think this is correct? Or I wholeheartedly agree, or I think this is silly. What do you think this is funny? So I'll do that to engage the people in my network. So that's a good way to do it. Use quotes by other people, popular quotes, Bill Gates, Oprah Winfrey, it could be Dalai Lama, Gandhi. Oh my God, I've used all kind of quotes, but I always come back and personalize it. And sometimes I'll personalize it with an image, or I'll personalize it. I definitely have my website, along with the quote, or I'll personalize it with a hashtag that I've created. So, and I always, like I said, use the quote, but add your own insight to personalize it. Let's go to number 3. Number 3 is one of my favorite things, and that is add video. If content is king, video would probably be the #1 thing that can make your content pop. I'm going to say that again. If content is king online, then video would probably be the #1 thing to make your content pop. And in the hierarchy, I would say things go like this. You have text, you have images, you have videos. And people will stop and look at a video, I would probably say 80% of the time, 80 to 90% of the time, they're going to stop and look at a video before they stop and read text or just look at an image. But if you got an eye-popping image in front of your video, and that's another little secret I've learned, in marketing, have an eye-popping image at the beginning of your video. So that'll be your placeholder, something to make the people click on it, just something just outrageous, that will make a person click on the video. And that little technique works. But the reason that the video is so killer, the reason the video is like, using video is like having a TV, having like your own TV station. And, the video can be shown over and over and over, just like on YouTube. If you got your videos up on YouTube and at a channel, then people can research and find your video. Your video is there working for you 24/7. So your video is out there pulling other people while you're asleep. And I would say, behind the TV right now, because TV is still the king of advertising, I would say video online would probably be second. And you can do videos. You don't have to have a big marketing budget. You don't have to bid for the Super Bowl for a 30-second spot. If you got a video camera or a smartphone, a tablet, something that can record video and upload it to the internet, then you have power, my friends. You have power, a lot of it. And you can basically just start broadcasting your message out there with video. So add video to your content, or make the video your content itself. I love videos. I love videos. And one other thing, I'm a seller over at Fiverr.com, right? And when you create a gig over at Fiverr.com, if you just have all text and just maybe some pictures, when you get ready to save the gig and publish it, it'll say, did you know that adding a video to your gig to promote your gig generates a 220% better conversion rate? Okay, now I didn't come up with that. Fiverr.com came up with that, and I believe that wholeheartedly. Man, video kills everything else. Add some video to your text. To your content. Let's go to the next one, which is number 4. And by the way, and I got to give credit where credit is due. I got this from these 10 ways to make your online content pop. I got these from a leader named Stephen and Lanisha Rachel. They're wonderful people. I met them earlier this year at the Live the Dream event in Austin, Texas, and I learned so much from them. You know, just so many cool little tips and techniques. And so I'm putting my personal spin on these, and then I'm going to add the bonus step. So if you stay to the end, you'll get the bonus step. So the next thing is to create content often. Content, if I can spell it here, often. Create content often. Get in the habit of creating a piece of content every day. For me, the simplest and easiest thing for me is to create an Instagram post. Every morning I create an Instagram post. And it's usually advertising my daily wake-up call. I create some eye-catching image to send out and share every day. I don't blog every single day. I might not make a video every single day, but I create that one piece of content, actually 2 pieces of content I create every day if it's Monday through Friday. And that is my conference call, the Success by Any Means wake-up call. That's a piece of content. That's a piece of content. And I'm going to tell you what I do with that. That's part of the bonus tip. I'm going to save that for the end. But I create content every day. I get in the habit of creating content, because the more content you have out in the marketplace, the content is your value. So the more value you have out in the marketplace, the more money you can earn. And you got to make content that your target market wants. Like, I know my target market is home business owners. People that need to get their businesses up online, which could include regular traditional home business owners, network marketers, affiliate marketers, and other internet marketers. But I talk about things that they want to know. You know, whether it's mindset, leadership, or marketing, I talk about those things. So get in the habit of creating content often. And the more you create the content, the better you'll get. The better you'll get naturally. I mean, I look at some of my, I went back and looked at some of my first videos, and I look like a little nervous puppy compared to now, which is so funny because, you know, I don't have a fear of the camera or anything, but it's just like, you could tell that I was reaching for words, and I wasn't I was just a little nervous, you know what I mean? But I did it, and that was the thing. It's about creating the content often. So you're going to get better and better and better the more content you create. So that's going to make it stand out, and people are going to start to follow you. I know a lot of people have told me, like, you know, a few months ago, like, oh man, your videos are so much better now from where you first started. That's supposed to happen. It's like learning how to walk. You know, you're gonna not know how to walk at first when you're born, then you're going to crawl, and then you're going to stand up, and you're going to fall down, and then eventually you're going to learn how to walk, and then next thing you know, you'll be running and jumping all over stuff, and, you know, getting on your parents' nerves. That's real. All right, number 5, use creative titles. Use creative titles. You got to use titles that are going to make people respond. How about that? Make people respond and get engaged to your content. Like the title of this webinar is called 10 Ways to Make Your Online Content Pop. And then I made POP an acronym. So, but I never tell people what the acronym stands for. So I leave a little curiosity there. And you will learn these things if you take some copywriting classes. You can find some books on copywriting. If you're a member of My Lead System Pro, Brian Finale has a copywriting mastery course that you can get. If you're interested in that, inbox me and I'll show you how to get it. All right. But if you're using creative titles, titles pull people in, like headlines. They pull people in. There was a like when the Braves, oh my God, I can't believe I'm saying this. When the Braves won the World Series, I don't know, maybe it was 20 years ago, who knows? The headline in the newspaper, it said Braves win, and it stood out, and that's something that people were grabbing that paper, that edition of the paper, just because of what the headline said. It was creative. It was 2 words, Braves win. So, and the headline is very important, as far as your content is concerned. Now, even if you're putting titles on your pictures, you know, be creative with it. Make people think and intrigue people. Make it relate to whatever your image is talking about. I did a conference call yesterday, and I talked about freedom. You know, freedom, is it all it's cracked up to be, or something like that. And in the background, I had a picture of fireworks going off. So when people think freedom, especially here in America, on Independence Day, we celebrate with fireworks. So, and I attached that image to the creative title, or the title to the image. So you have to use creative titles. Number 6, host webinars. Just like this one I'm doing right now. Host webinars. Webinars pull other people because they're training, and especially if they're free webinars. I've been to webinars where I've paid money before, but webinars, people can sit at home, or they can look at their smartphone now and log on to a webinar. So, and if you got like last night, my buddy Bert Bledsoe, he talked about, 3 ways to set up your blog, 3 easy ways to make an eye-popping, blog. And he had his PowerPoint set up, and everything was really nice, and it was really creative. So you can get really creative with webinars. You can teach on webinars. There are a lot of things that you can do with webinars. It's like a seminar online. People don't have to go anywhere to get that content. So that content pops, it pulls other people. And webinars, another one of the reasons I've gotten into doing webinars, especially using this platform that I'm using. If you want to get 30 days free of using this same platform that I'm using, all you need, you don't even need a webcam to do it. But I turned my smartphone into a webcam. So it's time for me to really get a real good webcam. But I use my smartphone. And so the image and the video you see at the beginning of this, it's done with my smartphone. But hosting webinars helps you increase your reach. Like I said, video is like a video, but it's live. It's like your own TV station. You're broadcasting live when you're hosting a webinar. You're the reporter on scene. You're Oprah Winfrey sitting on her chairs interviewing Tom Cruise or whoever else. You're that person. You can do that with webinars, and they pull other people. Last night there were hundreds of people on the webinar. The week before that, there was probably close to 1,000 people on the webinar, and the webinar went on for 3 hours. 3 hours. So think about that. That's really weird, real. And one of my friends, Patricia Sweeney, she told me, she said, the next step for you is to host webinars. And she confirmed that for me. She's a leader. She does webinars. And she confirmed that for me, because I was doing everything else. I was doing videos. I was doing conference calls. I was doing Instagram, and I still do all of those things. But she said the next level for you, Carlton, was to host webinars. And so I started doing them. And that's an awesome way to pull other people. Number 7, let your personality shine. Let your personality shine. You know what? Some people are afraid to be themselves, and that's it's strange to me because I guess I've been on stage and performed and been doing those kind of things since I was young. Like the first time I really got on stage and hosted an event, I was like 12 years old, and I hosted a school event, and yeah, I jacked it up. I didn't know what I was doing. It's my first time being in front of that many people. It was probably about 500 people, 400 or 500 people that I was speaking in front of. But as I've gotten older, and I went through the music business, so I was always on stage. Um, I began to let more of my personality shine, of who I was, because all eyes were on me. So, and I'm not just saying that for videos or webinars or whatever you're doing. Even in your text writing, even if you're just writing in print on your blog or whatever. Like if you go to Ray Higdon's blog, rayhigdon.com, Ray's personality is right in that blog. And Ray is the blogging machine, as my buddy Bert calls him, the blogging machine. And you can feel Ray through his writing. You can feel it, just like you could feel Bert Bledsoe in his webinar last night. You can feel me. I mean, when I come on, I say stuff like, hey, this is Carlton Lewis, aka Mellow Melanin, aka Mega Businessman, coming to you live and direct from Atlanta, Georgia. That's part of my personality. I say that. That's a branding statement, but I say that. I have fun doing what I'm doing. I do. This is fun to me. This is like being on stage. It's the next best thing to it. So let your personality shine. People, and as a matter of fact, letting your personality shine, people can relate to you more once you do that. And once people start to relate to you, they begin to know, like, and trust you. Once people know, like, and trust you, they start spending money with you. And that's what's up. And they'll start following you, and they'll support you in what you're doing. So let your personality shine. Don't be afraid. You're a real person just like everybody else, and people like real people. Number 8 is copy ideas from other marketers. My real estate mentor, his name is Ron LeGrand. Ron made his first $1 million in real estate, but his second $1 million he made from what's called information marketing. And that's basically what this is. Just, giving out information or selling information, showing people how to do something. How to information is the best information to sell. That's a sidebar. That's a little tip you should take and run with it. But one thing I learned from Ron is to keep a swipe file. Somebody sends you an email, a sales email or something like that. Look at that email, study it, and keep it, put it in a little file, print it out, put it in a little file, or keep it in a folder on your, or, on your, in your email list account, and take that and copy it. Take it and copy it. Don't, and actually, one of my mentors, Diane Hockman, I have a lot of mentors. You see, I'm doing a lot of name dropping, but I learned from all these people. So I learned from Diane to handwrite the people who you admire, handwrite their emails. That's one way to copy ideas from other marketers. You start getting in there a style, and then eventually you'll develop your own style. It's just like this webinar. I took what Steve and Lanisha, let me slow down, Steve and Lanisha Rachel put together, and I came up with my own spin on it. I came up with my own spin on it. He made it a conference call. Not only did I take it, make it a conference call, but now I'm making it a webinar. I've already blogged about it. So I took the one idea, one piece of content that someone else did, and I took it and put my own spin on it. And now it's everywhere. And it's going to be even further now because I've created this webinar. Pretty simple stuff. And one of the things Stephen said, he gets a lot of great ideas from Facebook. He said Facebook is just basically like his cheat sheet, because a lot of people are marketing stuff online and marketing through Facebook. And he just gets ideas from Facebook. Think about it. If I think one of my buddies, Ron Gillock, he did an advertisement on how the best network marketer that ever walked the planet. It was something like that, but he was talking about Jesus, right? So, and then he took it and he started running an ad with it, and that did a whole lot for Ron and his brand. So, but where did he learn how to run ads? Where did he get the idea from? So he got the idea from somebody else. He took it and ran with it and flipped it. He made it his own. Didn't come, content is so easy to come up with, man. It's just ridiculous, man. I don't even think long about what I'm going to say. I came up with this content yesterday, and it took me probably about 5 minutes to figure out what I was going to talk about today. Simple as that. Sometimes it may take a little longer, sometimes not. It just depends on what's going on with me in that day. All right. Number 9, include your personal experiences. There we go. Include your personal experience. I'll give you an example. I love giving examples. Yesterday, right? And especially if you're marketing online, you're doing online networking, you want to let people get a glimpse of your lifestyle. Because if you want your lifestyle to become your business and your business to become your lifestyle, then you need to show people your lifestyle, what's going on with you. They don't have to get all into your personal details. Today I'm budgeting for the next few weeks. They don't have, not that. You know what I mean? But like yesterday, my daughter had her school, she's homeschooled, and they had an event at a local state park here called Stone Mountain. Now, Stone Mountain is huge, but the kids, they were all running around. They had a dance contest. There were vendors, they were not really vendors. There was nobody selling anything, but they had little exhibits. There we go. They had exhibits. They had places where kids could play, all different ages. They had like I said, they had a talent show. They were doing things like the water balloon toss, sack races. They had all kinds of stuff going on out there. So what I did is I shot several videos and uploaded them online, right up to Facebook, because that's where most of my following of people is on Facebook. So in those videos, sometimes I'll put a video up and get like 200 views. It's crazy engagement. So I'm tripping on that, right? But because I share personal experience, that lets people know that I'm a real person. It lets people know that I'm a real person. If I have some difficulty with the webcam or whatever, the other day I was doing a webinar and my I couldn't get the program to upload so I could share my share my screen mirroring software. Like, so I couldn't share my cell phone screen, so I just kept on talking about it. And it was like, hey man, things are gonna happen in your business. You're gonna have technical challenges, especially trying to do stuff online. You won't, it won't be perfect. But people can relate to things like that. People can relate to, you know, uh, last week I went to Stone Mountain again last week. Yesterday I went for my daughter's school, but this past Sunday I went. Me and my daughter just went. And it was just us, and we got on the sky lift. And the sky lift, is a cable thing. It takes you from the bottom of the mountain to the top of the mountain in a bucket, basically. And you have a whole bunch of people inside of the lift, and it just takes you up there. It's dangling by cables and whatnot. So, and I shared that experience online in my content, and that helps. Once again, it helps you connect with people. Because people, if you just hide behind it, you're on your network and you're just saying buy this, buy this, buy this, buy this. They're not going to relate to you, man. They're not going to feel you on that. They're not, man. That's wrong. That's a wrong way to market. You're looking for what Gary Vaynerchuk calls the right hook all the time, but you need to jab, 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 like he says in his book. The book is called Jab, 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 Right Hook. You need to get that book if you're serious about marketing your business online, so you'll know not only what to do but what not to do. And I'm so glad I read that book. But if you start to learn attraction marketing, and maybe I'll do a webinar tomorrow on attraction marketing. I guess that may be my title for tomorrow. And once you start embracing the concepts of attraction marketing and using them, then you'll understand that it's not about you. It's about the people. It's not about you. It's about the people and what the people want. Boom. There it is. And the more you give the people what they want, guess what? The more you're going to get what you want. So number 10, connect with your audience. Connect with your audience. That on the screen right there, let you get ready for it. Connect with your audience. Engage with them. If somebody leaves a comment on something that you've posted, say thank you. Write them back and say thank you. Thank you for liking my post. And then maybe ask them a question, engage with them. So how are things going with you? If somebody sends me a friend request, I say, thanks for sending me the friend request. How are things going with you? And a lot of times what I'll do with people, especially if I know that they're already marketers, I'll ask them, let me know how I can help you. How can I help you with your business? Because I'm serious about that. That's who I am. I'm a business coach, just like I was talking to a gentleman yesterday who said he was having trouble coming up with capture pages. And I said, well, wait a minute. Don't you have XYZ product? He's like, yes. I said, well, there's all kind of training on XYZ product. That's easy. That's not a problem. That's not a challenge. Go do that. You got your answer. And I asked him, I said, so what's the real challenge? And he says, well, it's commitment. So there we go. If I hadn't connected with him, and I had connected with him in the past, and because we're both a part of My Lead System Pro, and I connected with him in a Facebook group that I created. But if I hadn't connected with him, I wouldn't have been able to help him uncover that and just get to the real issue of what the challenge was. So connect with your audience. Go to other people's pages and post and like, comment, and share what they have. And that will help. Not only will that help build your relationship with that person, but that will help the people that are already in your network, get exposed to something else as well. So those are the 10 tips, 10 ways to make your online content pop. But wait a minute, there's the bonus. Like they just showing the infomercials back in the day, and I think they still do this. Wait a minute, if you order now, you get this bonus. You get 35 extra Ginzu knives for the price of one. But seriously, the bonus step, and this is something I've been using for the last 2 to 3 weeks, is to add audio. Add audio. And I do this, I'll tell you exactly how I do this and why this is working for me. I do this to get more engagement, just like this webinar, just like the videos I create, just like the Instagram posts, just like the blog posts, just like the Twitter stuff that goes out. I do this, I create the conference call first of all, and the conference call is recorded as an MP3. So I take that MP3 and I've added a custom, custom intro and a custom outro. And I use all this stuff is free. I use free tools like Audacity. If you Google Audacity, it's a free audio recording program. And I just found some free music on YouTube. YouTube offers free background music that you can use. So I just found some free music that I like. I created an intro and I created an outro, and I put those around the conference call. It's really simple to do. It probably takes less than 15 minutes to do. But what I do, I turn that into a podcast. So now I have an audio, something on audio that I can share on, with SoundCloud, iTunes. You can add your SoundCloud feed to iTunes, and iTunes is huge. So, you can add audio. But what I also do with that same podcast that I've created, I take it and I add it into my blog. I add the audio into my blog. So not only do I have the blog post, I've written about the blog post, I've come up with a creative image, I've come up with a creative title, I've SEO'd the blog and did all of that stuff to it. But then I go and add the podcast. Which is audio. And it helps pull other people. To date, just, after just 2 weeks of just adding more podcast episodes, I've got over 100 plays, which is cool just for getting started out. 100 plays. I think that's pretty good, because all I'm doing is just posting them out there. I also share the podcast on Facebook. So what I was doing is I was having it, where people could go back and dial in and listen to the conference call. Now I stopped doing that because it took too much time. So I got to the simplest thing, which was to just straight up just add the audio, put it up on SoundCloud, and share that with my network. Really simple, really easy. And that's it. That's 10 ways to make your online content pop. I'm going to go back over here to Google. And let's see here. Let's stop screen sharing. And there you see a picture of a handsome guy with a country straw hat. That's my little brand. And I hope you got some value out of this webinar. The 10 ways to make your online content pop, plus a bonus tip. And these webinars are always fun. I get to help people, and it's lovely to do. So if you got some value out of it, leave a comment below or wherever you see this video. I may use it for a training for my team. You could do so much with content. I swear you could take content and repurpose it. I'm a master at taking content and repurposing it. So I just showed you how I repurposed the conference call to a podcast, to to put it on my blog, and then I share all of that stuff with my network on Facebook and Twitter and Instagram. So I'm continuously promoting, and maybe that'll be the topic for another webinar. All right, how to just get insane, insane promotional tactics, because I'm very good at promoting stuff. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up. I'm glad you stayed with me for the whole time. If you have any questions, feel free to inbox me, and always, always, always go to my website, www.whoiscarlton.com. Get subscribed, and I'll send you some free stuff. I'll send you a Facebook cheat sheet for free. First of all, just for subscribing, so you can learn how to market your business online the right way on Facebook, and you won't get banned. I know a lot of people that have gotten their accounts shut down or banned because they didn't do the right things. They didn't do some of the steps that were in this cheat sheet. All right. So once again, this is Carlton Lewis, aka Mellow Melanin, coming to you live and direct from Atlanta, Georgia. I'm still the Southeast Beast, the Conquering Chief, Your Highness, the finest prosperity done, #1. And this Success by Any Means daily webinar is a wrap. Have a great day.